Hello, this is ThatMagnetMan. I'm going to be taking personality tests before. Full disclosure, I've taken this test before last year. I've taken it I took it twice last year. One time I got INTJ, the other time I got ISTJ. So I'm interested to see if I get the same result. And I'm curious, just because it's been around a year, if there's been any changes. Like, I could see maybe me being more extroverted now, perhaps. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. I'd actually slightly disagree. I mean, it's a little difficult, but it's not too difficult. You often get so lost in thought that you ignore or forget your surroundings. Yes, I agree. I agree on that one heavily. You try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. I respond to emails as soon as possible, but I disagree. I do not mind a messy inbox. I say that and I see that, like, there's no unread emails up there, but no, I'm not gonna panic if my emails have, like, a lot of unread emails. I find it easy to stay relaxed even whenever there's some pressure. I wouldn't say I find it easy, just I realize that it's better to stay relaxed, because otherwise the stress gets worse and worse. So I'm just gonna fully agree. You usually do not initiate conversations. This one kind of depends, but I do usually initiate conversations with people with people that I want to talk to. Like, I'm usually the person who initiates it. You rarely do something out of sheer curiosity. No, I'm a very curious person. You feel superior to other people. Last time I took this, I said yes. Like, I agreed highly. But I don't believe that anymore. I kind of think that was just my ego. If you hear background noise, that's just my siblings. Just my ego kind of getting a bigger stature than it deserves. But I don't think I'm inferior at the same time. So I guess I just have to give no opinion on this one. Being organized is more important to you than being adaptable. Yeah, I agree with that. But I think that it's a mix of both. You are usually highly motivated and energetic. I'm I mean, it depends. If I don't want to do it, then I'll do it, but I'm not highly motivated and energetic. So as far as things I like to do, yeah, of course. Winning a debate matters to you less than making sure no one gets upset. Okay. Well, okay, making people upset sounds terrible, but if you convince them in a respectful way, then winning the debate is more important than making somebody feel like maybe they had the wrong opinion on something, in my opinion. You often feel as if you have to justify yourself to other people. No, not really. I mean, other people can think of me what they want. Your home and work environments are quite tidy. What's in my control is tidy. Now, I do have a little bit of a mess just from, like, events that I cannot control. But for the most part, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. You do not mind being the center of attention. Huh. Let me see here. Okay, It's not that okay, I don't mind it, but I don't really care for it either. You consider yourself more practical than creative. I'm very creative, but whenever it comes to, like, work and things I gotta get done, you gotta be practical. Yes, the creative mind is good, but only, like, the creative mind, you gotta refine it by giving it practicality. People can rarely upset you. Yeah, yeah, there's not gonna be too many situations where people get to me. Travel plans are usually well thought out. I have no idea. Okay, if I did travel, I'd probably have like a plan, but I'd use it more as an outline more than a you have to follow it guide. But I haven't traveled before, so I might be lying there. It's often difficult for you to relate to other people's feelings. Not so much anymore, because I've kind of like purposely tried to do things to make myself more empathetic. Your mood can change very quickly. No, I don't go from two extremes pretty fast. In discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Agreed. You just gotta do it in a respectful way. Because people will reject truth if you try to make them look like stupid to prove a point. We're rarely worried about how their actions affect other people. I mean, I hope not. I disagree with that one. Well, perhaps that's just me not worrying enough about it. Rourke's style is closer to random energy spikes rather than a methodical and organized approach. In personal work, I try to stick to somewhat of a schedule, so I guess I disagree. You are often envious of others. No. Life's too short to want what somebody else has. You gotta live for yourself. An interesting book or a video game is better than a social event. I agree, I'm more of a homebody, but I think that you got to, even if you don't like social events, they're important. I mean, like, if you do some research about addiction and stuff, like, it can start with just being antisocial and kind of disconnecting. So I think it's good to, like, be with other people every now and then. Being able to develop a plan and stick to a project is the most important part of every project. No. The most important thing is to have a plan, make a project. But if you gotta refine that plan to make the project, there's nothing wrong with that. Because some plans just aren't perfect. You gotta refine it to a point where it works. That's an important thing. So I gotta disagree. Oh, this is gonna be a long video. By the way, I make this video on Sunday. I know it's not usually what I typically make, but I don't have anything in particular that I want to draw, so I thought, well, I promised that I'd do Wednesdays and Sundays this year, so I ought to. You rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. Ooh, disagree. No, fantasies and ideas are exhilarating. Ever since I was like 8, I fantasized like about time travel and things, and just like, okay, what would happen if I did this, or what would happen if I said this to a person instead of that, or who knows, like, what if I didn't do that? What if I made friends with this person and didn't make friends with this person? My mind loves fantasies, but it likes fantasies that, like, kind of take, like, more like sci-fi, more than just pure fantasies. I like more sci-fi fantasies, I guess you could say. You often find yourself lost in thought once you are walking in nature. If I'm walking alone, yeah. Someone does not respond to her email quickly. She starts worrying if she said something wrong. No. No, it's not my business what other people think. Besides, everybody has a life. As a parent, she would rather see her child grow up kind than smart. Now, you see, I disagree with that one, and maybe some of you have quarrels with that. But you see, the thing is, if your child is smart, then they will be kind. Because if you're smart, you will be kinder to people. Because if you're just standoffish, people won't like you, and reputation is everything. If you're a smart kid, she'll pick on to that, in my opinion. You do not let other people influence your actions. I agree slightly with this one, because if I am determined not to do something, I'm not going to do it. But on the other hand, like, I'm open to new experiences. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. It's not so much a reflection, it's kind of like things that I wish to happen in the future. Like, I've had, my friend Rex Squad, I might plug his channel in, like, the iCards. Like, I've had dreams where I've hanged out with him, but it's not been, like, based on things that have happened. It's just, like, what we typically do, just kind of on a new day, like a future event. By the way, we should totally hang out again sometime, Rex Squad, in real life. When you sleep, your dreams tend to focus on the real world and its events. So, I slightly disagree with that one. Can't strongly disagree with it because I guess you could say that kind of is. Does not take you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your workplace. No, I don't go to work. At the social places I do hang out, like if I'm just being an outcast, I usually make an effort to go and talk to somebody. You are more of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Yeah, I'm neutral. I can be either or, depends on the circumstance. Where emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. Now, I think for actions, we'll control our emotions. So if you're doing the right thing, I think she will feel more satisfied, and if she keep on doing wrong things, they'll end up keep on doing wrong things because she get down in the dump. And I think she just has to be aware of that and plan recourse accordingly. Do you enjoy going to social events that involve dress up or roleplay activities? Okay, again, I've never done that. But hey, if I was invited to a video game convention and it was free of charge, I would not mind wearing a dorky Legend of Zelda costume or something. Often you spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't do that every now and then? If you would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. I disagree. I think that she do a detailed plan, and as you go, she improvise as need be. Neither extreme alone is good. She can be an improviser, but you need to make a plan with that. Or she can improvise something and kind of make a plan as you go. But I think it's better to have a outline. Just be aware that that outline might change, because life is constantly changing. You're a relatively reserved and quiet person. I do tend to listen more than I speak in conversations, at least whenever I'm talking to somebody face to face. So I tend to agree with that. If you had a business, you would find it difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. No, this is going to sound cold, but if you can't do the job that I set for you, you're stealing from me if you're underperforming. Maybe not intentionally, but you're stealing capital that could be going to somebody who could better serve my company. We often contemplate the reason for human existence. Yes, I do. I highly agree with that. But I think that humans at the same time are invaluable. Like, they're not evil. They just do evil things, and like, I personally believe in God, so I kind of think that humans are an irrational thing to create. Because I'm a Christian, so I believe in Jesus, so I just think humans are an irrational thing to create. It's kind of my quarrel. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. Yes, but as I said, with these two extremes, if you have no heart in your logic, people will rebel against you. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. I'd slightly disagree. Because I think I think that you want to be open to new experiences, but things that you gotta do, she just gotta do. Because otherwise she'll put them off if you allow any experience to get in the way of that. If a friend is sad about something, you are more likely to offer emotional support than suggest ways to deal with a problem. Well, I've talked to people online, and I do tend to, like, the logic side of my brain starts going on, and then after I tell them ways to get out of the problem, I then, like, offer support. But I don't offer support so much on the problem, but the solutions to a problem, like, because if, like, a friend is depressed, emotional support might help now, but I just treated the symptoms, not the cause. And I think it just grows and continues to grow as you go along. You rarely feel insecure. Okay, we're going to some personal questions here. Well, I'm 17 minutes in, so by now I guess I better or answer these honestly. You rarely feel insecure. I'd say I agree for the most part. Like, whenever I do feel insecure, it's just whenever, like, I realize that I am not doing enough. But that's just kind of, I have more of an ambitious mindset. So it's kind of hard to satisfy that if I waste some time on cooling down. Because unless I'm just, like, busy in a situation where it's kind of like I can wind down, because I can't really get anything else done, I'm fine with that. But if I'm just wasting time winding down, that's just, I don't know, I have a problem with it. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I'd agree for the most part. I have felt on some timetables, but I try to do slightly unrealistic timetables, but anything that I'm not being overly ambitious on and I'm being realistic about it, I'll get it done, no problem. Being right is more important than being cooperative whenever it comes to teamwork. No, because being right, sometimes you gotta bite your tongue just so others do what they need to do. Because what I feel about the people personally should not affect how I work. We think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. Okay, how could you agree with this one? Like, listen, Hitler genuinely did believe that Jews deserve to die. That doesn't mean that there's facts that supported that. I mean, ridiculous. You feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. No, not really. I need some alone time after that. You frequently misplace things. No, but I have somebody who does. So, no, I don't often misplace things. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. For the most part. Everyone has their ups and downs, so your mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Yeah. You would not call yourself a dreamer. No, I disagree slightly. I'm practical, but yeah, I can dream. You usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. I slightly agree. I don't really have a problem with it anymore. Just, it's a little tense depending on what it is. Generally speaking, we rely more on your experience than your imagination. Yeah, because experience speaks louder than any thoughts could. You worry too much about what Other people think. Probably a little bit. I don't really care too much, but I do care on some things that I probably shouldn't. If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls, avoiding the center. I probably do unconsciously do that. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. Not really. It depends. Like, anything that I have determined I'm going to get done, it gets done. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. No, I don't feel anxious. I just feel there's like sort of a stress high that you can get, which I like to focus on that part more because really the anxious part goes away. You believe it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. It depends in what way. Because power can mean a lot of things. It can mean physical strength. It could be reputation. It could be political power. It could be a dictatorship-like power. I think that is more rewarding. Unless we define what powerful is, and like, let's say its reputation is like how they define powerful, then you are liked by others to keep your power. You have always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things, like in books, arts, or movies. Uh, if there's an interesting concept that's unconventional, yeah, I'm gonna be intrigued. You often take initiative in social situations. No, like, I usually start conversations with people, but I'm not the person taking initiative to start something most of the time, I don't think. Let's see. Oh, okay. INTJA. I don't have the thing from last time I took this, so I got the same thing. I'm basically 60% introverted, 40% extroverted. This I find interesting because I have took the quiz and got ISTJ before. So I'm surprised that it says that I'm basically 70% intuitive and 30% observant. I find that interesting just because it seemed, yes, last time I took the suits were more like 50-50. That's about what they were close to. Okay, thinking. I'm surprised that those are so close now. Yes, it was more. This used to be higher last time I took this, which is interesting. Apparently, I've become more of a filler, which I guess I could see. I could see reasons why that might be. That doesn't surprise me. I've always been more judging than prospecting. This trait underpins all other traits. How confident we are in our abilities to make decisions. Abilities and decisions. 90% observant. I'm not surprised by that in the least. Well, we'll read a little bit about the INTJ. It's lonely on the top. So I think it has as basically okay, it has it as the architect. So this is the INTJ the INTJ thing. I've read it before. I recognize. I don't know who that is. I recognize Christopher Nolan. Elon Musk is apparently a INTJ. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Vladimir Putin, Michelle Obama. That kind of surprises me. Nish. Don't know how to pronounce it. I recognize some of these. Oh, I'm also like Gandalf, apparently. It's a little funny. Finally, I'm like Sherlock Holmes. Well, I hope perhaps you learned a little more about me. I thought this was pretty fun, guys. It was easier than trying to figure out what I was going to draw for an art video, so at the very least I have that. Tell me what you guys got in the comments, because I'm curious. What traits are like near in the middle for you? For me, apparently, I'm almost as much a filler as I am a thinker, which is fascinating. Till next time, guys. See you. This is ThatMagnetMan, signing